We are in some Dota action. Of course, it is me, Duckville here, casting with two new cohorts. Of course, you haven't actually seen me cast with anyone else before. This is for the Gosu Gamers GosuCup Asia Dota 2 tournament. There is $1,000 on the line. This is going to be powered by MSI, Gigabyte, and Ava Media as well. There are going to be 200 teams, over 200 teams fighting out for the prize here. Of course, it's going to be a lot of fun. We're going to try and get as many games in as possible. Unfortunately, we've had a bit of a delay with getting everything started, so we're going to jump straight into this game in a jiffy. Of course, I'll just firstly introduce the team that we have here casting this. It will be none other than 12th Doc, who is, of course, joining us, who's been around the block quite a bit. How you doing, buddy?
You say that like it's a bad thing.
And also joining us will be Nemikal.
Hello. First time casting. Looking forward to some good games.
Yeah, should be a lot of fun. Now, the first team that I picked up here was featuring a couple of Australian players. I figured, why not, given that there are a couple of teams in this tournament that do have players from Australia. We'll get into the teams in just a moment. Just before we do, though, of course, we're already here in the pick and ban stage. Starting out, we did see the ban on TA Naga for who was that? That was for L5. And then the other team, Dota Chemistry, has banned Invoker and Chen. So just on the teams as well, it's L5, aka Ladsy5, that's the team with a couple of Australian players in it, and Dota Chemistry is across the bay over here, starting on the Radiant with, they've got a few players from Singapore, and also a player, his flag on Gosu Gamers says Myanmar, so it's also
interesting.
Yeah, we're going around the place there, so I'm not sure about that one, but either way, anyway, what picks have we got here?
Okay. Well, the Darkseeker pick is pretty standard, but it's his first pick, Windrunner, is very unusual.
And there's the more typical Rubik pick. A lot of teams have been picking up Rubik with his ability to steal other people's abilities with his ultimate. Quick look at the bans. Templar Assassin, very standard, and she's been used a lot recently. Naga Siren, again, used a lot recently, really good ultimate. Chen, I'd say that's a typical ban out. He's still really good hero. He's able to control lots of creeps. Invoker, a little bit unusual. He's usually been let through bans most of the time, but again, you cannot underestimate him, especially if he goes for the Exort build.
Exactly, can do a lot of damage controlling the middle lane as well, but looks like Dota Chemistry have got their mid there with Rubik, and possibly the harder lane with Windrunner, or possibly not, you know. Could,
I'm expecting to see someone to pick up Leshrac, because he slipped through.
Yeah.
Leshrac does slip through a lot more often, seeing as they've reversed the bans phases around. I'm interested to see what they do with their Rubik, because they could even throw him as a support, having picked up supports first rather than their main carries.
By picking him up so early, it also discourages the other team from picking up heroes like Enigma and Tidehunter. Because if you don't pick any heroes that have, you know, team fight ultimates, then Rubik will be less important.
Yeah, it's very difficult to play Enigma well against Rubik, because if you play one really bad black hole which doesn't catch the Rubik out, he'll use his telekinesis to stop your black hole from channeling.
But
and then
they
he will
go
steal
with
it,
the
Tidehunter. Tidehunter is similar.
Oh wow!
He picked up both of the danger heroes. They're going for the absolute huge combo. Enigma plopping down the black hole, Darkseer using his wall and vacuuming them through, and then after they've been all brought into the epicenter, the Tidehunter just pops off the Ravage for huge damage.
Yeah,
but the
very risky.
Rubik, if he's caught outside both of the Ravage range and the Black Hole range, he will steal one or the other of the two ultimates and then turn it around and use it against you.
Yeah,
they
exactly.
really don't like that Enigma. Vengeful Spirit pick up to either stun or swap.
Yeah, she's got a great initiation with her ultimate as well, swapping heroes out. You can also swap out allies if they're getting a bit too bashed up. So decent picks from Dota Chemistry. Really not liking the Enigma from L5, to be honest.
Yeah, a little bit risky to grab that one. Of course, if you are just joining us, we are playing the Gosu Gamers, or not playing. We are commentating the GosuCup Asia Dota 2 tournament. This is going to be a match between Dota Chemistry and L5. Of course, we are playing in the latest patch too, which includes Meepo and Magnus. So who knows? Maybe we'll see some crazy heroes here. It also does include this this very interesting change to the ban and pick phase. Namikawa, what did you think of the changes there, making it 2-3 instead of 3-2?
I believe what it does is it forces the picks to be a lot more diverse, because when it was three bans at the start, you could always just remove interesting heroes like Darkseer, Naga right away, but now you only get 2 heroes removed at the start for each team. So what's happening in this game is L5 have noticed that they don't have any carries on the other team, so that's why they're starting to ban out lots of carries.
Yep.
Yeah. Banning out the carries does mean that even though there's a large pool, they have to go for some unusual picks, maybe taking up something like a Viper or
a Juggernaut, perhaps.
Yeah, they've obviously taken out the Anti-Mage and the Lone Druid, so those, there goes their farm. They haven't taken out Lycan yet. Maybe they're wanting to pick it up themselves, as they do get first pick after the ban phase.
Lycan's become well, he's still a very popular off-lane hero, but it's quite difficult to jungle with him now. So he's become a lot less popular after the patch.
He's still a very good laner though, so they might want to just shove him in a solo lane maybe, or with someone else supporting him, maybe Enigma if they decide to throw Enigma in the jungle.
But they already have the Darkseer, so the Enigma will go jungle and the Darkseer will go solo off lane.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so the extra bans that have just come out here, just for I don't like guys on the stream. I know the bans pictures looks really weird. I actually have no clue what's doing that. I think it's because I screwed around with my resolution.
It's the same for me actually. I think it's
down to a quarter size. It's a Dota issue.
Oh, okay. Oh, I was going to say, but either way, if you can't really see that properly, the extra bans that have come out so far. Dota Chemistry have banned out Prophet and Faceless Void, of course removing the danger of Nature's Prophet being all around the map, and of course is a very easy jungle farm if need be, but I don't know why L5 would want to pick another hero that could jungle. But and then also L5 have banned out Anti-Mage, Lone Druid, and now Sand King. So it is, as you said before, a couple of the extra carries are being banned out, and then obviously that team fight potential of Skeleton King as well. Not Skeleton King, Sand King, I should say. My bad. I always get those two mixed up. And then the last pick for Dota.
For Dota Chemistry, they also removed the Faceless Void because they're just scared of the even more team fight going the way of L5.
Yeah, massive time lock. Again, another really big ultimate which could screw up their Rubik.
Yeah.
If one of them doesn't land, then maybe this will. So they've got a lot of those sorts of abilities.
You know what I would love right now from L5? Well, once they get to it, once they get to the picks, a Magnus and a Venno.
Queen of Pain. my money is on Queen of Pain to get picked up because L5 don't have a mid hero yet.
That's true. That's true.
And if you could black hole them and then get the scream off, it will do a lot of damage.
Not to mention, the Ravage and then the Vacuum as well.
The Vacuum and the Wall, if the Black Hole doesn't get them, they can still be vacuumed into it.
Yeah, through the Queen of Pain screen. So, yeah, my money's on Quap.
Quap's decent. I'm wondering what they... It's nice to have at least one strength and one agi hero on each team, so I think they would take the Venomancer.
Venno would be a good pick, yeah. And it's more team fight because Ravage, Nova.
Dangerously low on reserve time, I'm noting. They've only got 10 seconds left. If they don't pick one before the time runs out, they get randomed one.
Interesting.
Storm Spirit, he goes mid. It works. Gives him some initiation.
Yep. the initiation, obviously you can lock down one of those heroes if you can get a good grasp on them as well. Imagine if it was old Storm Spirit. Do you guys remember Dota 1 Storm Spirit was awesome with a huge like AoE suction thing. That was crazy. But anyway, the pick from Dota Chemistry, what do we think is going to come out? I think
they need a carry of some sort.
It needs a carry. I think they've got their supports.
On the other hand, they themselves banned out Juggernaut and Faceless Void.
Yeah, they're looking for some sort of strength hero, but this SK was taken out, so...
Juggernaut,
Chaos.
It's the other night.
The other night?
Of course. They're going to probably throw him top, I think.
What do you guys think about a Wisp pickup for Dota Chemistry? Like, to go with the CK? Sven.
Oh my. Sven.
I was expecting a Sven for some reason, but I've no idea why.
Maybe they're going to go for a little bit of a Na'Vi style hard carry Sven, just smashing through everyone.
According to the stats on Dota Buff or Dota Academy, the Sven win rate since the patch has been higher than Lycan's, so
yeah,
Sven's been pretty good.
His armlet does do a massive stun, and it does hit more than one hero, so if they're too close together they could get multiple stuns off, and again that would make all of their ultimates a lot easier.
Yep.
I think what they're planning to do is later on, if they can catch everyone in a black hole and vacuum, then Sven's cleave is just going to destroy them.
Wow.
Omni Knight! Now that is an unusual pick. I have not seen Omni Knight in a professional game for such a long time.
I tell you what.
Last time I remember seeing him was picked up in Old Dara by Artstyles team.
Yeah.
Old Dara, there you go.
Yeah. It was a long time ago.
Exactly, yeah, that's ages ago. Alright, so just looking at the teams, down here on the Radiant side for L5, Ladsy5, we've got one of their fill-in players, Amy, is on Tide Hunter. They've also got Buddy on Enigma, we've got Mystery on Storm, and we've also got the Spanner, who I think is their captain, maybe, is on Darkseer. And then, of course, on the very deadly, lately, the very deadly Sven, who is here as Chachos. Chachos? My bad. Chachos.
Looks like the Enigma's having a few problems, though.
Yeah, he's a little bit stuck down here. And, of course, while we're waiting for that, on the Dire side for Dota Chemistry, we've got Phosphorus on Rubik, who they're probably, I suppose, they're just going to wander around for a little bit. We've also got Mr. H on CK. We've also got IML, who I think may be their captain, is on the Vengeful Spirit. We've got the very interesting Omni Knight is going to be played by YG Knight and Peter. Very, oh, there you go. Just the odd Peter is there on Windrunner. So those are the lineups so far. Of course, we'll see which lanes they're going to go into very soon. So far, what do you reckon? Do you reckon these guys are actually? Well, it looks like L5 is just going to go straight into their lanes. They're not going to look for any early ganks or anything.
Darkseer has already moved out straight to his lane. He's going to take up top role. I think that Dota Chemistry were looking for some sort of smoke gank because they spent a lot of time in their fountain, but it looks as though it's actually not going to happen now. The only person who has the gold for it is the Windrunner. I don't even think that's going to happen. I don't think it's worth it right now.
It looks like the Rubik's going to go mid. His item build suggests he's going for a bottle rush.
I agree. 3 tangos, 3 iron branches. It's very sparse, but he's just gone straight for his attributes with the branches, and then he's going to go all the way for the bottle and build from there. Just going to keep his rune control as much as possible, and obviously Fade Bolt through as much of the things as possible that you can spam it if you have a bottle.
Definitely. Alright, and while we're at it, of course, a thank you again to our sponsors who are looking after this tournament, looking after the $1,000 prize pool that is on offer. Of course, that is Gigabyte, MSI Notebook, and Ava Media. Brought to you, of course, by the fantastic Twitch. Yeah, so, of course, those of you who have tuned in, we're still in the GosuCup Asia, with over 200 teams competing in this one. It's not so much for like a massive prestige of the tournament. It's moreover just for a lot of players to have a go at a tournament, see what it's like, and hopefully you can do really well. It is a best of one up until the semi-finals, which becomes a best of three. And from that point on, that's going to be happening tomorrow. The finals will be tomorrow. And unfortunately I won't be around for that, but there are a whole bunch of other streams you can jump onto to watch that tomorrow. Of course, GGNet's Gods will be casting, and there are a few others around as well. So, and of course, some people who are regular viewers of me will be wondering, what are you doing casting Dota 2? Just having a little fun, trying something else out, and while I'm not the most well-versed in Dota 2 high-level stuff, of course, hopefully we'll all be learning a little bit here, and of course my good buddies here at Nemikal and 12th Doc will be able to support me with that sort of high-level information as well. And of course, if you want to post something as yourself, put something in the chat. I am watching the chat screen, so if you want to post a question or post something about the possible strategies coming out from the teams, please feel free to post something in there, and of course, you know, sharing the stream link on Twitter and Facebook and all those sorts of things is very cool as well. So, so 12th, you were saying Rubik. Do you reckon in the fights he's just going to stand back, or is he going to really sort of try and go in and grab one of the spells and make sure they counter initiate?
I think for the first part of this, at least, because he is taking up a carry role rather than support, he's going to be using his Fade Bolt more than his Spell Steal, and until he gets a little bit more tankier, and then he can go in for the fight, try and take people out, use the Telekinesis to pull them back in towards his team, and then Spell Steal when they use something that's worth taking, obviously.
Yep. Nemikal, how do you think they're going to initiate?
I think most of the initiation's going to come from the VS with the swap and the stun. They have a lot of stuns actually when you think about it, because they have Shackle, they have the VS stun, they have Chaos Knight stun, and they have Telekinesis. So compared to the other team, there's really only Malefice and Sven stun. So there's more lockdown on Dota Chemistry's team.
Yeah, you can never ignore the power of Chaos Knight stun when it's leveled up to its max. His minimum stun is for 2 seconds, his maximum for 4. 4 seconds is a really long time in Dota.
Well, hang on. When I play, it's only 2 seconds. When everyone else plays, it's 4. But sorry, you got that wrong there.
Obviously, you haven't leveled up your Mojo. Mojo secret ability. You have to have Mojo leveled up, otherwise.
Or as we like to call him, the Casino Knight.
What do you reckon the lanes are going to be for Dota Chemistry?
I'm thinking Chaos Knight is going to take the top lane. You can either have the Windrunner or the Vengeful Spinnet. I would like to have Windrunner, but it's probably going to be Venge. Omni Knight bottom with Windrunner, and leave Rubik solo mid.
Do you think the Omni Knight would go for a tri-lane, leaving the Windrunner by herself? Oh, guess not.
Looks like a...
Ooh,
no, at the moment they're just going to go for... yeah, they're just going to have a quick look.
Smoke, so they're not looking for a smoke gank. Maybe they're just looking for to catch someone out when they're warding, or they could even go for a level 1 Roche if they really wanted to.
Nah, they don't have the build for it.
Well, they've got a heal on the Omni Knight, which is nice, but yeah, I don't think they're really tanky enough for that, so... I would, I'd love to see them attempt it, that would be quite interesting, but...
They're definitely congregating around the pit. They're looking for when someone comes up to ward. I don't think they have any sentry wards on them, so even if they wanted to, they couldn't de-ward, but they're going to ward up the jungle instead, and because they don't find anyone.
It also blocks the pull, so that's good.
It does.
Lots of pinging going on.
Yeah, they know that they're in jungle.
Alright, so there you go.
They can't really go in there.
Very offensive lane ward.
Yeah, just got the lane ward there to make sure you can keep an eye on what's going back down here in the safe lane for the Radiant. Double damage going to be picked up, perhaps.
Windrunner might get caught out here.
Enigma takes double damage. We got a gush on the Windrunner. Looks like we'll have a bit of a fight here in the neutrals. It's going to be 3-4 on 2. Maybe
DD on the Enigma doing a chunk of damage to the Windrunner, but oh, Sven getting caught out.
Windrunner's nice clutch heal.
Beautiful heal from the Omni Knight, saving Windrunner there, and there it is.
They got really lucky. They were able to heal the Windrunner that early.
Yeah, it looks like yeah.
Obviously gone the other way.
Dota Chemistry, their very interesting pick has given them a bit of an advantage right at the start of the game. Omni Knight healing up Windrunner, and then a couple of good stuns, of course, from CK and Vengeful Spirit, giving them a double kill down in the bottom quite early. So,
Windrunner was very lucky as well, and landed both her shackles. First one against a tree, and the second one shackled both the heroes so that she could get away.
Yeah, and the only thing which kept her in that fight was the heal from the Omni Knight. Without that, she'd have gone. It'd have been a 2-for-1 trade. Some good kills as well. They killed off the Sven, which is going to be their main carry for the game, and they also killed off the Enigma. So some really good kills that they wanted to get early on.
Yeah, and all that, of course, one of the kills there for the CK, which really helps him out. Obviously, he's the guy they're supporting down here in this tri-lane. It is going to be tri-lane down in the bot, but Sven initiating again, a gush as well from the Tide, but he's going to keep alive, of course, because he is Omni Knight, and his level 1 heal, of course, does a nice amount right at the start. So, so the lanes have now sort of, even themselves out. We've got Sven and Tide down the bottom for L5. They've got their Storm in the middle, of course, which was predicted, along with the Darkseer up in the harder lane, and just pushing back that Windrunner quite easily. Very interesting to see the Windrunner in that safe lane just by herself.
Yeah, I think while they paused, they actually decided to have a change around. People were heading out to lanes, and when they had the pause, they thought, hang on, what if we do this and go straight for their jungle? With that,
looks
it actually
like
allowed them to
something's
swap around
up with the
as well.
Tidehunter.
Oh yeah,
Tidehunter
Tidehunter
coming down. So
DC for a minute. It's alright, he's back straight away. He was heading back to base, so I don't know what he's...
That's an automatic thing. The game will know if you're disconnected and it'll send you back. Unfortunately, that means if someone's behind
Darkseer is being very cheeky at top, creep skipping.
Dyer's top tower is being attacked like
Ooh,
nobody's business.
hey, Courier.
Is he going to get the
Courier
kill on the
on top.
Courier? Gets it out of range just in time, but Windrunner looks like she's in a little bit of trouble.
Ooh,
Must I
Does get
where is he running?
power shot up. He's going
What's
to
he
go
doing?
down. Shackle.
he
Tango.
surged back in and
Goes
kept
down.
going back in.
That's some karma for that Darkseer for creep skipping.
Yeah, he tries to run down the back.
He really should have just picked a direction and ran instead of turning around all the time, hesitating.
Yeah, that was really bad, and they really need to keep their Darkseer alive and farming.
And down in the bottom, another fight going on. Sven gets initiated on with a Chaos Bolt, and then of course we got the Magic Missile from VS, but he gets away and he should be okay just for the moment. You know, one other thing that I think is really cool that I didn't think about before is Chaos Knight with his Reality Rift is going to bring someone in and bring himself closer to them, which of course means that Omni can lay down the Purification on top of him, which does extra damage and heals him if he takes a couple of shots. So that's a very nice little combination there as well.
Let's take a look at the CS for mid lane, because it seems like Storm Spirit is fairly evenly matched against Rubik.
Yeah, Rubik is currently sitting on 11 for 2. Storm Spirit slightly ahead, 14 for 3, so there's not really that much in it at the moment.
I think Storm Spirit's pretty annoyed at the Darkseer for taking the Courier, because Rubik's already got his bottle, but Storm Spirit's bottle is stuck in his stash while he waits for the Courier to walk all the way up the top. And check out this Courier that Radiant team has.
Very nice Courier there. But Darkseer has got his Soul Ring now, of course, one of the more powerful ways to push ahead with that Darkseer, being able to throw down an Ion Shell pretty much every single time it's available. And as we can see, he's cleaning up the creeps. He's up to 22 last hits at the moment. He's even with the Chaos Knight down in the bottom.
One thing we can't ignore, though, is that the Radiant team has the jungler in the Enigma, and the Dire team does not have a jungler, so experience-wise, it's slowly going towards Radiant the longer this laning phase continues.
Yeah.
Yeah. Enigma
The
will
fact that there's the
eventually
tri-lane on bottom also means that Dire's not going to get a lot of XP.
Yeah, exactly. So we'll probably see that graph start to... it has evened up, of course, with that kill, but it'll probably dip the other way slowly but surely. And there's another initiation down in bottom. It looks as if Sven got the Reality Rift in the face along with the Chaos Bolt and the Magic Missile. Tidehunter is also in a little bit of trouble, but he'll get away for the moment. So looks as if Dota Chemistry is actually doing quite nicely down here, of course. As we can see on the last hits, we've got the Chaos Knight up on 26 last hits. He's doing quite nicely with that, along with I think he's up to he's on 1 kill, but there have been a couple of kills around him, so he's got quite a lot of XP down there as well. Now Rubik coming down as well to have a quick look at the bottom lane.
He's got an Invis rune.
He does indeed. This could be trouble for the Sven down there.
Yeah, Donkey delivered a ward. He's currently invisible because his rune activated, so he's picked up an illusion rune in trade. Doesn't look like he's actually going to do that much with his ward which he picked up, so he's just going to go straight back to mid and continue to harass the Storm Spirit. Storm Spirit now has his bottle though.
Ooh, Windrunner's taking a lot of damage up top with the down Iron Shell.
Wow, there is one creep up there with an Iron Shell. It looks as if Spanner's going to have a go. Does look to try and get the Surge off and try and go straight through, but he doesn't.
Ooh, bottom.
And yep, again down the bottom, Enigma.
Enigma's come into the lane now.
He's come in and he said, enough of this, you're not hating on my bros down here.
Did the oh, I was wondering for a second there whether the Enigma forgot to skill his Malithus, because he was level 4 for a while there and didn't skill it. I wasn't sure if he picked up stats accidentally, but it's okay, he picked up 2 in Malithus as well.
Yeah, he came in and the war cry was popped, so that was enough for the Dire to say, okay, we're ahead, let's hit back a bit. And they retreated almost as far as their tower.
Top lane.
Yeah, there is going to be a gank on this Darkseer. A little bit of perhaps a bait move here from the
missed with the vacuum.
From the wind, yeah, the miss on that.
Telekinesis on top.
Beautiful.
Throws him in, and Power Shot goes straight through, and that will kill off the Darkseer. It's down for 20 seconds.
That was actually a really, really nice little bait from the Windrunner. She looked like she was in quite a lot of trouble because of the Ion Shell and then the Surge on the creep as well, but she got taken out. Meanwhile, down in the bottom, another fight going on. Looks like Sven is in a bit of trouble. Chaos Knight getting a repel on him to make him invincible for the moment. With oh, and a Sven landing a beautiful triple kill, a triple hit, sorry, with the Storm Hammer. And it looks like they're only going to get the 1 kill on the Vengeful Spirit at the moment.
The Omni Knight was able to heal himself and then put the repel onto the Chaos Knight, which is more than effective to stop them from dying, but unfortunately the Venge was not so lucky and took a fall for it.
Yep. Tower is under attack. Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Meanwhile, up at top, Darkseer trying to get himself back into this lane, into the position that he's normally used to. Now that the Rubik is
the most
headed back.
farmed on the map, but taking a fall that early and giving the farm to the Windrunner, who is not having a great time, he's allowed her to free farm while he was missing. So she's even back up again. So it's 32 for 1 on the Darkseer, 25 for 6 on the Windrunner. It's evening out just because of that kill.
Yep. So just looking at the hero level, hang on, where is it? Still getting used to these keys, a StarCraft guy, switching to Dota 2 for a day. So we've got the heroes. We've got pretty much reasonably even for the most part. We've got 2 heroes from each team up on level 8. We've got 2 of the Radiant team at level 5. Of course, they've got a couple more levels there, but and then we've got 3 of the Dire heroes and 5 as well. The Tidehunter is bringing up the rear at level 4.
Yeah, this is a big problem for the team on the Radiant side, because They are key heroes for their team fight. The Enigma and the Tidehunter, neither of them have their level 6 yet, and that's because they've been so shut down by this tri-lane of Dota chemistry.
Yeah, looking very good for them, and as we just had a quick look on the gold graph, it's almost up to 2,500 in difference going the way of the Dire, and of course the XP has also gone almost up to 1,500 as well, so it's starting to just sort of spiral a little bit here for...
Looks like the Rubik's going top for another gank on the Darkseer.
And he's got a haste,
He's
here he
got a
goes.
haste. Oh, the Shackle didn't latch, but he stole Sven's stun. Easy kill.
Very easy kill there for Dota Chemistry, the Rubik, of course, with the Storm Hammer, landing that quite easily once the Darkseer is up in the air.
He's
That's
coming
not a
bottom
trouble.
while he's still got time on the haste. Looks like they want to push.
Yeah, they were looking for a gank before, setting up a very offensive sentry behind the
Tidehunter's
tower.
screwed. But they're blocked in by the creeps.
They're blocked in by the trees as well, so they're trying to find ways through. Tidehunter tries to stay as close to his tower as possible.
Beautiful fight here. We've got the Sven in a lot of trouble. He took most of the damage there. The VS has got the repel, so she won't take too much damage. Wall goes up from the Darkseer. Looks like the Radiant are going to be in a bit of trouble here, losing the Enigma, the Tide. They're also very close to losing Storm as well, yeah. But the Wall of Replica has provided them with a bit of trouble, but they do get the complete team wipe on L5, and L5 in a little bit of trouble now with all of that XP going the way of the Dire. And now possibly this tower as well, I'd assume.
The big problem there was that Sven died before he could pop his ult, or he couldn't even pop the magic wand to survive, and he's where most of the damage comes from.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, the telekinesis lifted the Sven up into the air as well, so there's no way he could escape before he got owned and killed.
Yeah.
Then the last one, the Reality Rift, taking out the Darkseer. Chaos Knight just got an extra kill and was able to complete the team wipe. Really nice experience going the way of him. He's now popped level 8. Popped 4 into his stun and 4 into his rift. Nothing in Mojo, nothing in ult yet, but those levels are going to come fairly soon. And it's just
I'm a bit
looking like...
skeptical of Dota Chemistry's choice to group up, because they know that the Tidehunter and the Enigma must almost be level 6, but now they're deciding to group up and push together, so... Ooh,
They know that they've dominated in the bottom lane, so they're hoping that their own levels are carrying and they haven't reached 6 yet. They are right, but you can't always make that assumption.
But there they go. Phosphorus getting a beautiful double kill with the Rubik here, taking down the Sven and of course the Storm in the middle as well. Looks like that tower is also going to be destroyed very shortly too, so things are really starting to spiral out of control here for L5.
It looks like they're going to rotate through the jungle to try to get some gank on the Enigma, but they don't know where he is.
Yeah,
They do now.
they just pinged him. I think they just pinged him and said, oh, he's in the middle.
This has been really good for them. 2 towers and 7 kills for 1 kill. They traded 7 for 1 and 2 towers in about 5 minutes. So the golden experience is going way the way of the Dire now. They're having...
And now
such
CK has his armlet and he's got free farm on top.
Yeah.
He's just DP'd out there. He's looking to go Farm City now. Having a look at the other items that they've picked up. Venge hasn't had that much in the way of farm yet. Just got a Ring of Protection, but got Smoke Boots and Wards in stash.
Interesting
Omni Knight has his
items
soul.
on the Windrunner. Looks like she's going for a really fast Hex.
Yes, looks like she's just going to bypass the Force Staff. Take the bottle charges. Actually, no, just take the Invis rune from Rubik's bottle and then give it back to him once it's refilled.
Yeah.
Rubik's going to have a Force Staff now. Looks as though they're going for a smoke.
Yep. Gonna go for that smoke. They're gonna push through the jungle. Is there no... Nope, there's no sentry wards at all. Of course, you wouldn't really worry too much about that just yet, but they are going to
It
catch out.
looks like CK is going to
probably
bait at the top.
Yeah,
it
they're
looks-
looking.
He's
to
trying to draw
hold
some
him
of the
there,
heroes,
and then
perhaps.
just going to-
Yep,
They're looking
smoke's
for
revealed.
Storm Spirit.
Shackle on mid, and Storm Spirit just melts.
melted through the Fade Bolt.
Like a bolt of lightning, pretty much. He was gone in half a second, and of course CK is still fine up top. While there were three heroes up there for the Radiant, he was not taken down at all, just sort of kept back while the rest of his team taking down the middle. Looks like this middle tower is also in a bit of trouble.
That tower is no longer for this world.
Yeah.
Glyph is still 2 minutes away, I think. So, yeah.
Ravage catches no one because on the
Really
night
bad
had
Ravage.
Stolen Ravage. Black hole still to
Oh,
come.
perfect
Is it going to
shot.
get out? Oh, he went for the black hole, but he got stunned straight away. The wall of replica goes up, but looks like L5 is in too much trouble already. The Storm getting a swap as well. Looks like he's probably going to get caught out. Oh, he dodges a hit from Rubik.
disjointed it.
Ran out of
Bam!
He ran out of mana and couldn't chain lightning his way out and down the cliff, so he's forced to walk through the stairs, and the Rubik was just waiting for him. It's
With,
like, I've already Fade Bolted you, what do you want? What else do you want me to do? So he just right-clicked him to death.
Yeah, exactly. We're still waiting for any more kills to come along from L5. Unfortunately, they're just really starting to lose their way here. They did go for the big combo in the middle with the Ravage and then of course the Black Hole and the Vacuum and the Wall as well, but weren't able to get that out.
The only hero they caught in the Ravage was the Omni Knight, and the Omni Knight had anti-magic on himself, so it didn't even affect him. And then Rubik stole the Ravage immediately.
Yep. Countered that, and then of course as we saw, the Black Hole did go down, but he got stunned straight away. I'm not actually sure who stunned him.
It must have been the Ravage Rubik stole. Rubik would have popped the Ravage off,
it was after that.
He cancelled his channel.
It was after that though.
I think it was the CK stun or the VS stun.
Okay. Either way, it
'Cause,
got cancelled in
Windrunner really helped a lot there as well, because Windrunner got a perfect shackle on the Darkseer to the Storm Spirit, I think, and kept them held together for most of the fight.
Yeah, it is a long stun now that she has the level 4 on it. It is 3 3/4 of a second. The Storm Spirit just completely got drained of mana though, and couldn't
Do you think
escape.
CK... Hey guys, do you think CK is going to buy a Rapier?
I don't think they're going to risk it.
I
I
wouldn't
think he's
risk
going
it,
to go
yeah.
something like Butterfly, to be honest. Because he's just going to get so much, and then the
It's gonna be
evasion.
hard.
Reaver.
He's going for a Reaver, so actually he's going to look more for an Abyssal Blade.
Yeah.
But he has got the 3 options though. He's got the Reaver, he can either build into Heart, or into Abyssal Blade, or into a Divine Rapier. Divine Rapier I'm going to count right out, because even though they are pretty much destroying at 20 for 2, it's a really risky item. If you drop it, you're just giving the team a way to win. I'm thinking he's going to go for the all-out damage rather than the health regen, so I wouldn't be surprised if that became an Abyssal Blade.
Well, we'll see what comes up. Looking at the net worth, we've got pretty much, it's every hero that is on the Dire is all worth more than every single player on the Radiant. Unfortunately for L5, it looks as if they were about to get caught out down at the bottom tower, but Storm was just able to get out in time.
Ooh, they really don't want him to have vision, they just do warded.
Yeah, as soon as they take out this tower, they have no vision outside of their base, so
Stun
they're
on
relying on
VS.
the people.
Yep, here we go. There's the Ravage. There's the Wall as well.
still had
Looks
it.
if... Ooh, it gets caught just in time. It looks like 2 heroes go down for
Did
the
he
Dire.
still have the Ravage from last time?
I believe he did,
No,
yeah.
stole it again.
Did he? Okay.
He did. He just used his.
Yeah, and then he stole it again.
He was outside the range of it, but unfortunately Omni Knight wasn't. He got stunned up in it as well, and he took a fall. But the counter Ravage was decent. Darkseer fell just then to the Chaos Knight. Interesting.
Oh wow, one of the images, unfortunately, for the Chaos Knight getting dropped out into the neutral camp.
Oh,
Tide
I
goes
laughed
down.
if that Shackle killed him, but it doesn't do any damage. Chaos Knight gets the final kill on that. He's able to give Windrunner a double kill on Sven and Nick though, and that was a full team wipe. I don't think.
Storm Spirit survived, but he's just hiding in the trees.
Yeah, he's just sitting out the back here. He had to
hiding.
use the ball lightning to get out of vision and then jumped out of the way.
Yeah. You only have to look at the XP graph or the gold graph. 15k gold and
Wow.
Just have to look at the
12K.
kill difference. The kills are 24 for 4 currently. I think it really tells when you've destroyed 6 towers, you haven't lost any. And it's
Yeah.
only 20 minutes in the game.
Exactly.
So
Bottom tower has fallen.
this has been.
Seems to be
I'm
the
guessing
effort.
they've practiced with this lineup before with the Omni Knight, and they've just crushed this game. They really have.
Yep, they're pinging Rush. I figure it'll be easy.
12th Dark, do you reckon it was like they were outpicked, or is it just they've just been outplayed per se?
I think the decision to choose Tide and Enigma after they already picked up the Rubik was really bad.
I agree. That was a very dubious pick. Tide Hunter you can sometimes get away with. The Enigma as well, though, you're just asking for Rubik to steal your ultimates. And I think that Dota Chemistry have actually practiced
Ooh,
with
black
this
hole.
lineup specifically.
It doesn't even matter.
He only
He
caught
caught
the
3
Rubik.
in the black hole and got swapped immediately.
Yeah, that's the other thing as well. With Vengeful Spirit on the team, that came after the pick. They realised that Enigma is going to be channeling, so the swap out will disrupt that channel, and then the Rubik can just steal it if he wanted to.
Yeah.
So I'm very sure they've practiced with this lineup before.
It looks like CK has decided to go with a Satanic, by the way.
Oh wow, he is. Yep, he's got the Helm of the Dominator sitting in his stash. Just waiting for a bit more money to grab that one.
This
Yeah.
8-0 Windrunner has such an early sheep stick. They've